And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Illusions of Gaia. I'm your host, the RPG guy. Oh, man. And here we are in Deo. We said Deo. Daylight come and we wanna go home. Day. We said day. We said day. We said day. We said day. Holy day. No, okay. There's our first red jewel of Deo. Deo. Okay, I'll stop doing that. Let's send that sucker off, that son bitch off. Now, there's two more here, and surprisingly, they're in the same place. But you have to subject yourself to something a little specific, and I forget where it is, but it's a mini game. Not here. We'll get to it. And then we're going to head into one of the more intricate dungeons of the game. Ah, that's right, here it is. I think it is this. Well, this is the idea. But it's somewhere in town where we do it. Actually do it. Here we go. The rules are simple. Hit as many stakes as you can in 1 minute. Hit whatever pot you like. That's the start of the game. Alright. You may as well just stay kind of between two of these, but look at here, I can actually hit both of these pots now. So this is really the strategy for this, is putting yourself in a position to hit all pots at, two pots at a time. And as long as you do that, you'll do it right. The only time you're not going to be able to hit both is when they spring up on both sides on you. Nice. Nice. I think I got both of them there. Hell yeah, 69. Oh yeah. And we get 2 red jewels that are sent immediately to the jeweler. Nice. Fucking sweet. And let's see here. 50, and how many do we have? 44. Which means there is exactly 6 jewels left. And what's interesting is that the next dungeon is going to have all of them except one. And then the last gem is in the final dungeon. So, now that we've done that, I am going to make a save. Heaven forbid something gets fucked up somewhere and I can't, unfuck it. Unfuckle it up. Don't ask, just fucking bear with me, alright? Unfuckle it up. Your letter and some luggage has arrived from someone named Bill and Lola. Freaking sweet. And your Pappy's journal. Yeah, just what I've always wanted. Alright, let's see here. I've deciphered the hieroglyphs. No one has ever done it before. It says there's a key to solving the riddle of human history in the pyramid. The first part says, the sun spirit rises from the horizon. I went to the pyramid and found the same inscription, so... And here a page is missing. You gotta love how that shit happens, right? I heard the reason why. Grandpa and I are looking forward to seeing you. When we looked in your father's luggage, we found a journal written about the pyramid. I thought it would help you, so I sent it along. Take care. Bill and Lola. Lola. Leotier Lola. Lola, Lola. I met her in a swamp down in Deo. Never mind. Well, I never thought I'd meet you in a place like this. Neil, you've become the company president. Yes, I tried replacing the labor trade with pepper imports. This led me all the way to Tao. There's a pyramid near here. I wonder if the mystic statue is there. So, Obviously, he's giving us some kind of direction. Oh, poor guy. Poor feller. So as you can see, there's some labor issues here, too, with these guys with these, of course, villainous Monopoly-style men mustaches. Damn. Damn. And I want to go in here. Alright, whatever. I'm trying to think of if there's anything that we're missing. Okay, we need to get that fucking off of him. Damn. Damn, fool. We still haven't run into this dude yet, have we? Make it sound like a horrifying thing, don't I? So off to the pyramid we go. And thus tackle the pyramid. Argued to be one of the more confusing dungeons. Definitely a fair argument to be made, because you got to deal with beams that can shoot through your defense, which kind of blows. But boom, shakalaka laka, bibbidi bop. Alright, and before we go anywhere, there's shit we gotta do. So you'll notice that now we have a new statue. Let's take a look. I've been waiting for you to come. I am made from the light of a comet, the ultimate warrior Shadow. My body has no shape. This body appears only when the human consciousness evolves. The comet that now approaches Earth is also a consciousness without form. My body is the only thing that can comfort the comet and bring it to an end. Well, we should be probably will. Close your eyes. Shadow is interesting. Many people claim he's the best of the three transformations. I disagree. I think our Dark Knight is much better. I am Gaia, the source of power. The dark power has become strong in the Temple of Angkor Wat. If you stand before the right-hand statue, you can change into Shadow, the ultimate warrior. Then I think I will grant you one item. We have the aura. Aura! How does it work? The aura is Shadow's mind. When he holds it up, his body becomes like water. Only a small part of the pyramid is above ground. Most of it is below the surface. You should change into the shadow and advance into the underground. Fair enough. Now, the reason I like Freedan as more than I like Shadows, because Freedan takes damage better. Shadow's cool. Don't get me wrong. Shadow's really cool. He does cool stuff. But I'm more or less into... I'm more into Freedan. So here's the aura. Dark Knight Shadow's body turns into water. So whenever we use it as an item, he will do this thing where he turns into a puddle. So before we actually turn into the puddle, it's probably in our best interest to do a little bit more local exploration. Make sure there's nothing else we really need to do. And we can also, I believe, get a gem. Right here. So as you see, this is what allows us to get to these lower areas here. And what you're looking for is the bricking. I know that sounds weird, as you're looking for this bricking. There we go. And you can see our inventory is filling really quickly. So whenever we get one of those gems, we gotta send it away immediately. Alright, so these are the doors. These are the 6 doors of the pyramid. You can pursue them only with certain characters. And there's actually one that you can pursue with any character, technically. Now you can see, look at how much damage he does, though. That's the reason why people love him. He does tons and tons of damage, but for me, he has no real great now he has ultimately no great defense. At least not until much later. But, you know, it's anything is better than Will, okay? So, yes, Shadow is a much better option than Will is. I'd take Shadow any day, just because he'd kill things faster. But we're going to go through each of these doors. Each of these doors is going to have an item for us to grab. When we grab the item, which are hieroglyph plates, as we grab them, we'll be able to use them effectively to solve this dungeon's main puzzle. Which is what we're aiming to do here. All these fuckers. There we go. And so that's what we're attempting to do. One of the gems is surprisingly only is a Will exclusive, but you have to do it in an area where only Shadow can primarily finish. So it's kind of weird that you have to use Shadow to finish. Ooh, look out. Alright, Sphinx, you and your fucking Jay Leno chin. Look at that thing, it's ridiculous. So I'm trying to avoid dropping downward into the dungeon as much as possible, because by doing that, it makes it very difficult to see where, not just where we've been, but where it sends us. So it's hard to make a good guess of where it takes us. So eventually we'll get to a dead end here, because as you can see, I could use the skill here, but I would bypass these orbs in the process, and we don't want to bypass anything unless we absolutely have to. There we go. Nice. And so that we know we cleared all the enemies out. So there were no real hidden rooms here. Let me see. And this just, I believe, takes us back down there. So this is as an example of why you just systematically go through the dungeon. Now, we did see a little secret area possibly over to the right. So we'll make sure we check that out. I believe it's a gem, I believe. But in order to reach it, we got to get further to the right side of the screen, which is only going to happen by coming up here. Coming all the way over and dropping down here. You notice I'm as far offset to the right as possible. We should reach it, or it's going to take us to the bottom if there was a secret room. And there's the room. Sorry, I'm not even paying attention anymore. We got that. Alright. So there's the second gem. I'm like not even paying attention to what I'm doing. To the point where I had to quick way out. And I fucking dropped down again. Oh man, my bad. See, this is how burnt out I am. For those of you wondering, I was at Strategicon again. So for those of you wondering the timestamp of this video, this is back in February. Like I mentioned on the channel, I'm trying to get a head start. So that way you guys constantly are getting some kind of video entertainment from me, as opposed to doing them one at a time as I have time to do them. I try to do a whole bunch of episodes at once, and then I stagger releasing them. That way, if something work-wise comes up, at least there's a new video for you once every once every day or two. That's what I'm attempting to do. So hopefully it helps. Alright. So as you can see, this takes us back up to the top of the pyramid. Now, as far as the location of this goes, the only way we know is by looking through here. So this one's going to be the number 2 hieroglyph. Put the plate in the hole. Alright, and we can drop right on down. And what we'll do is we'll use this dark space that's here in order to heal up. Because there's no reason not to heal up in any of this nonsense. Hey! Record. So then the question becomes is where do you really want to go? And that becomes kind of a debate. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh no, it never came. Okay, so what we've got to do here is we're gonna head into the next door to the right, which is, if you're gonna number them, I guess you would say it's door number 3. Now, Shadow is required, I believe, to finish this one, but you can't get the red gem that's here with him, or the red jewel. You can't get it with him, so you have to actually get it with Will. But why would we want to subject Will to the possibility of being murdered by all these enemies when I feel more comfortable subjecting Shadow to it? Because at least his survivability is better. You can kind of see where it probably is. But we're not going to deal with that right now. We're going to clear out this entire area first, because it just makes more sense to do such. Why, again, I'm going to repeat why subject Will to this when you don't have to. And all the strength and bonuses go to the same people, right? That's where, what's his name would be great. Friedan. But you couldn't beat Friedan with this. We're going to use Friedan on the last door we attempt, actually. Oh, that's right, these fuckers. Yes, there are invisible enemies in this dungeon. Yeah, that's a thing. Weird bitch. You know what? I don't want to go down yet. So yeah, we're eventually going to run to a blue moon where we'll slice around to make sure there's no other dudes hiding out. Because watch, and when they shoot at you, it's annoying as shit. And you can see this creates an elevator. We still have another place to check, though. Oh no, we can't go up any further. We need Will in order to go up one more floor, so whatever. But this will be, we'll leave this up, because why not? No reason to pull it back down. Or yes, there is. Well, we'll find out in a minute. Down we go. No, there's no reason to mess with that right now. Alright, let's see. And we'll go across. Now, this is, again, all shadow, because there's not really a way for Will to get down here other than what we just did. Which is leaving that middle ramp up, which I'm going to leave up for right now. I don't even recollect needing it to be that way all that much. Never trust empty rooms. Ah, see? Never trust empty rooms. Them sons of bitches. Now you might be wondering if you can sink down here. I don't think you can. Yeah. So, any of you that had that issue or concern of, well, don't you, couldn't you just seep down through there? No, that's actually one thing where the graphics don't help understand the situation that's there. The one time where the graphics kind of failed the game, it's like they made it look similar to where you can sink down into the ground. Oopsies. Now, this is a rather lengthy dungeon for what it's worth, and the boss here can be slightly annoying, but only if you get bad positioning and have some bad luck. And I have had bad luck on this boss, so... Look at, there they are. Them sons of bitches. Them sons of bitches. This is why Friedan would have been a better option, but you don't get that choice. Because Friedan could have just done a ranged attack and then shield himself. And used his ability to deflect projectiles. Would have been useful there. But Dark Friar probably would have gibbed all of them. But the whole point is you have a new character. They're kind of forcing us to use him. Make sure there's no surprises. Barbecue sauce. Fucking sweet. Nice. Alright, now obviously we're going to turn this in. Because we've killed everything here. Except on the first floor, guys. But that's where we need will. And I'm going to knock that sucker right out of the way. Get that sucker knocked right out of the way. Didn't mean to do that. Alright. Again, we got to go back to the diary. And... could just write it out, but I'm too lazy to do that. So it's the eye with the key looking thing. So it's the... oh, okay, so far it's in order of the doors. I forget if these are in order of the doors or not. And if they are, that's kind of silly, but whatever. Well, I guess it's that they probably didn't make them in the order of the doors. But then they realized, what's the fucking point? You know? Who knows? Who cares? Let's just get her done. Alright, so we're going to transform back into Will and finish that floor off. That way we don't ever have to go back. You know, that's the way I like to do things. And again, we're going to leave the 6th door for the end. Usually because I use Friedan in that door, and then I want to fight the boss as Friedan. Because Friedan's survivability is usually a bit better. He doesn't do as much damage as Shadow, I don't believe. But he doesn't take as much damage as Shadow either. And the problem is that you find yourself taking significant damage, anywho. And we need Will for the first door and the 4th door in the row. So no matter how you look at it, you gotta use Will. So just getting him out right now just makes this all relevant. Ah! You sons of bitches! And see, that's how you get the bonus there, so... and we gets a red jewel for our troublers. So now we need to make our way back over. Boing. Alright, now let's tackle the first tackle the first room here. And we'll send this gem away because you can see room is finite here. And in we go. Let me think here. Yeah, we'll just keep going. I don't want to go through doors yet unless I have to. And because we're Will, we can get up this ramp. And then we just do this again. Now, I don't want to do this right away. I actually want to go over here through the door between with the Jay Leno-chin dude. And the reason why is because jumping over that may imply that I don't get away to go. There may not be a way for me to get back. This is going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah, it's going to be those dudes that suck balls. Alright, so we killed them. Make sure there's no hidden guys. Alright, because they're easy to miss, you know. So. Then we wouldn't get our, you know, bonuses. So we don't want to jump over the thing off of this. So we just want to get up here, and then we want to charge it up again. Because if you try to do both at the same time, I believe you'll just fall in the pit. Which, as funny as that sounds, and it usually is, kind of want to avoid that. Don't want to go in the door yet. And that leads down to the very bottom floor area, which we don't want to do either. Because we were just down there. It's kind of like a trap. There we go. Killed them all. Yay! Alright, let's see here. How did I miss that? Oh shit. So here's how we do this. We have to be in our spin formation, but not... We kind of want to stop on top of them. But as you can see, that didn't happen, so whatever. Boom! And because it's on off floor, you really can't get those with your magnetism skills. You have to actually roll over them. But since we are full, we don't need them right now. Alright, let me see here. Again, checking for fake areas. Alright, so this one we do need to do both. Okay. Shit. So we'll need to start at the edge of this runway and come down in the full speed. There we go. I bet you there's... Oh, never mind. Look out! Let me see if I can do something different here. There we go. That's a lot more effective and efficient. It's a Boyd. The Bertoglyph. Giggity goo. Barbecue sauce. Alright, let's go turn this in and do the usual healing. We got 3 more doors left. I forget where it goes, of course. And like I said, I'm not going to waste time writing it out. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's in order of the frickin' doors. There we go. And then we got to change back into Shadow, and then change back into Will. Yeah, because, you know, bullshit like this. Alright, back into Shadow we go to seep through walls that we know. So, yeah, we're getting there. We should be able to knock this dungeon out in this episode. If not, we'll finish. It would be most of this dungeon than the boss. But realistically, this is a good place to stop, because we are halfway through. And then we can do the next part of this dungeon and, you know, not feel like we're rushed or anything. Seep on down. Come on and seep on down the floor. You know you're a whore when you seep on down the floor. I love how he just turns into a puddle there. Then we gotta turn back into Will. Yay, oh glorious day. So. Alright. So, thanks for stopping by, guys. When we come back, we're going to finish the pyramid, and we're going to start getting things in order, in line, rather, for what's coming up as far as, like, the, you know, the Tower of Babel goes, and all these other different things that are going to go on. Now, there's a lot that does go on, and you don't want to miss out on it, but there's other things that we need to do before we start finishing things up in-game. So, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we will see you when we come back. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please take a moment to check out more episodes from the RPG Guy, Tuesday Night Team Up, and more. And please subscribe. Always support the channels you enjoy watching, and while you're at it, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Keep on gaming hard. See you next time.